I hope this works. You better not move. Crazy dang phone. Well, there probably won't be anybody here tonight except for. Hello, Corey. Hello, Nancy. How are you? Hello, Livewire. How are you, Mark? Long time no see. It's been a while, huh? Hi, typical. Oh, well. How are things going for you guys there in Arkansas? Oh, there's Tank. He wants to know who I'm talking to. Hi, Chris. I didn't see you. Oh, thank you, Nancy. Yeah, it's been a long time. So much has happened. Oh, I can understand that. Well, I'm glad you not have any problems with Bigfoot where you're at. Yeah, it's been a while. Hey, Christy, how are you? The stupid phone would not let me turn it on its side. He kept telling me to rotate it. So I rotated it and then tell me rotate it back. I was like, okay, look. Anyways, guess what? We got the rover running. Ooh. It's nice to see everybody. Like I said, I know it's been a long time. And I've been trying to, every once in a while, go on my community and post what's kind of going on. Y'all know about Denny passing away and about all the other stuff, but for some reason, I just couldn't force myself to go live. I didn't feel like myself. Um, I have been through a lot all my life, but I never let it bother me like I have this past, 5 years. Actually, since past 2 years, have gotten really bad. I guess it has something to do with getting older. Things change, but anyways, so I promised the Lord last night that I would just go live for the heck of it and see what happens. But I'm doing my best to continue with the way that I am. Hello, Jenny. How are you? In the way that I've always been. I think with all the years we all been together, you guys kind of have an idea type of person I am, but so much has changed and it changed me. Drastically, it changed me. I remember years ago when we were talking, we had a lot of people on the live chats who were talking about depression and thank you, Chris. We were talking about depression and certain, I've talked to you guys about illnesses and, we've, over the years, we've discussed so many things. And honestly, I could never tell you um, what depression was like because I never experienced it. So where I had, some sympathy, I mean, I can listen to people of what they've gone through and not judge them, no matter what, because we all deal with things to our own way. And I don't ever put people in a box because that's just not fair. One person's pain is another person's nightmare. But I actually went through it. Cool. And this is the first time in my life that I've actually gone through it. And it was one of the hardest things I ever went through. And I'm not depressed anymore, but I certainly have a lot of issues that aren't taken care of yet. It makes it a little harder. I'll be 70 this year. And I can't do the things that I used to do, although there's still a lot of things that I will do, regardless of whether I can or not. But one thing that was steady through all of it was you guys, and the live chats. And, we kind of went through life together. But I shut all that down because I was so confused on what I was going through. and I wasn't able to speak my mind without throwing in things that I shouldn't throw in. You guys know a lot about my personal, you know me personally. I've shared many things with you, but these past couple years, there's things I can't share. So you're a youngin'. My son's that old. Anyway, I still don't have any water. The lightning took out the water pump, so we don't have any my well water pump, so I don't have water. Don't have any air conditioning. You know what I'm saying? It's been going on since we got here. I'm just a little on the tired side. But I don't quit. You all know that I don't quit. And I'm irritated. I'm just seriously irritated because I don't understand why, you know, I'm busting my butt trying to get things done. And the whole reason I want to get things done is because there's a lot of people out there that need the kind of stuff that I make. Now I don't have any water. So I can't do it. My garden had died. Just one thing after another. So instead of sitting here just, which is what I did, um, I just started feeling worse and worse and worse and worse. And then I started looking around me again because that's my favorite thing to do at other people. When you start looking at other people and their problems, your problems aren't so bad. And the way things are going in the world right now, I just decided it don't matter. I got what I got, and that's just the way it is. We're going to figure it out one way or another. So through all that, on me praying every night and me crying every night and going through all the stuff I went through, I just decided, well, the one thing that I'm not doing now that I was doing before was going live and getting my brain out of this little shed house into something outside these four walls. So I picked up my camera a few months back, which you guys probably watched that video on my comment. I mean, I think I uploaded it. Yeah, I uploaded it talking about things. And then I still didn't want to go live. I just didn't want to go live. Couldn't figure out what was going on. Well, finally, like I said, it finally hit me. I don't like not sharing, and sharing's fine. I don't want to give people anything else negative to think about. I'd much rather be the type of person that gives you something positive to think about, So the video, you go back and you watch it and it gives you something, you know, quiet, Chris. It gives you something to think about, gives you something to look forward to. That's what I like doing. So I just think from now on, what I'll do is when I go live, I'll just mix. If bad stuff pops up, bad stuff's going to pop up. But if we can have a fun time sitting here at this stupid window looking outside at absolutely nothing, then so be it. And that's just what we're going to do. So I'll go back to doing my live chats as long as I can. I have to climb up on a ladder to come up here into the loft. I don't have stairs, it's just a little shed house. But it's fun sitting up here because I can see all kinds of stuff. And hopefully my son puts hi Tim. Hopefully my son puts a light out there and moves the rover so I can see out into the woods. And I did post a print of that footprint. They did come up and come up to the house or close to the house, and they left footprints in solid ground. There was no rain, there was no nothing. I mean, that was 2 inches deep and probably about 18 inches long. I mean, they left pretty good, and it went all the way back to the wood line. So, that was pretty cool. But I can't say that I've had much activity because I've been just keeping the doors closed and going about my business. I can't even tell you what I've been doing in here. I don't even know. You ever had those kind of days where you don't even know what you're doing? You just sit there? Martha knows. I already told her. Thank you, though, Tim. So, either way, I miss everybody, a lot. And I'm sorry that I've been gone for so long, but it was a lot to go through. I mean, it's been a lot to go through. Literally, I mean, since since Arkansas, guys, crap's been horrible. uh, yeah, I know. Everybody goes through it, and I understand that. I don't know. No, that's not mine. That's my son's. My Jeep that I bought, the lady sold it to me. She let me make payments on it. Then I went to go pick it up, and she said, "No, I'm bringing it to you." She brought it on a flatbed trailer. and it's been sitting here ever since. It's paid off and it never ran. So I've got it for sale on Facebook Marketplace, and hopefully I can get. I'm not going to get what I put into it out, but at least I'll get something hopefully for it, and then start over. But at least Jay got the Rover running. That boy is amazing. I mean, I people don't understand that kid. Since he's not a mechanic and he's a backyard mechanic, and y'all know he's been fixing vehicles, for a long time. Well, yeah, I put the property up for sale. No, I'm in Oklahoma, Chris. I've been in Oklahoma now for 6 years. Or, yeah, 6 years. God, guys, it's been that long. Anyway, they couldn't tell him what was wrong with it. So that boy took everything apart they could possibly take apart. And he finally found out what was wrong with it. When without having the tools, took things apart, took everything apart, and now he's got this thing running. Where they told him it would cost $700 to $1,500 to fix, that boy fixed with less than $300. And he's a good boy. He's a really good boy. And I thank God for him because he fixes stuff around here I can't fix. I'm kind of mechanically inclined, but not like that boy. Anyway, so what y'all been up to anyway? Yeah, people say that. I understand that. I'm not going to sit here and feel bad or feel any kind of envy or jealousy that people can just walk in. Hello, Be Kind. Nice name. And the most generic we can find, and not very often. You're homeless? Hi, Jean. Thank you. It's a little bit different, buying a bag of tobacco and making your own cigarettes that might cost you $30 and last me a month compared to $1,700 for a brand new well pump. Oh, really? Cool. But I know a lot of people feel that way. Don't complain about money if you do something stupid like smoke. Don't drink, don't do drugs. This happens to be the only thing that I have. I'm glad you're living with somebody though, Corey. We all need somebody at some point. Hey, Martha. I can't wait for the sun to go down and start hearing all my crickets and my tree frogs. How you doing, sweetheart? Hey, Pappy. How are you? Mandy? Yeah, I have been keeping you guys in my prayers since the last time I was going live all the time. That's one of my nightly prayers as y'all added to it. I make sure that y'all have been family forever. No, I haven't seen any lightning bugs, Chris. That glare is making me crazy. Pyro. Yeah, we're gonna do this a little bit more often. I think there's a lot of people that would like to have a place to sit and chit chat, especially since I don't go to any of the other channels anymore. I haven't been on anybody's. Okay, I haven't been on anybody's channels at all. I mean, I did go on one. I forgot the name of it. It's been a while, but I did. But nobody in there knew me. And when I said hello, nobody said hello back. Hello, Diana. Yeah. Yeah, just think back to all the people we used to have on the channel all the time, that would pop in and out. I mean, yeah, I guess it's been a while, hasn't it? Does anybody go on those channels? Have you seen some of the people that we used to hang out with years ago? Are they still, doing the Bigfoot research or D squared? No, last time I haven't. I mean, I commented on one of Rick's videos along. Oh, hi, Michael. And D, how are you? I commented on one of Rick's posts, I think it was about a year ago, and said hello and asked how he was doing, and he said everybody's fine, but I haven't heard from him since. Of course, that's my bad because I'm not looking at any of the channels anymore. I unsubbed from a lot of people. I wanted to get lost, and I guess I did. Oh, that's sweet. Thank you. How are y'all doing down there? Now, remember, guys, this channel, we don't talk politics. Remember? So let's not go down and jump on any bandwagons. We want to keep this channel to, oh, that's so sweet, Nancy. Thank you. I'm sorry. I had to regroup. I'm just going to say that I'm going to put this out here once and for all, just so everybody can hear me. And I know y'all know me, but let's just say this once and for all. There's a lot of people that give me grief when I was doing the last time, and it wasn't you guys. This was back channel, and I tried to tell you guys this was happening, but I was getting a lot of grief from people. Um, about a couple things. One, my smoking, having the money to smoke when I said I didn't have food. Number two, the way I'm living, when they could go into the kitchen and wash their hands or flush a toilet and not think twice of it when I hadn't had water in 6 months or I hadn't had any air conditioning. Okay. And I'm not jealous of those people, but you know what it feels like when they come at you? I mean, I didn't ask for money. Did I ask y'all for money last time I was on? No, I didn't ask anybody for money. I didn't ask for donations. I didn't do any of that. We just had a good time like we had, before, and I was just touching base, let y'all know what was going on. I'm not built that way. I never have been. This channel was and always will be the type of place you can go just to have a good time, talk to people, listen, you know, watch things, whatever. We don't have any specific agenda. If the big guys show up, they show up. If they don't, they don't. It's just a place to go where you can hang out, talk to like minded people. We don't need to talk politics. We don't need to argue about faith or religion or anything else. We just need to talk. All of us, most of us here, 75 to 95% of us here we pray. Our faith is in Jesus Christ, and that's just the way it is. So if you don't like it, you can leave. If you don't want part of it, you can leave. I don't care. If you got opinions, everybody has one. Just in on this live chat and on this channel, what happens is when you get disrespectful, I have two or three people that are on here will block you in a newborn second because that's not what's going on here. And like I said, I'm not asking for anything. I'm not looking for anything. I'm just reconnecting, trying to reconnect with the people that I have loved for so long and thought about and prayed for so long because, we are a family of God. That's it. And I enjoy these. I enjoy sitting here and listening to y'all tell me about your lives and the things that are going on. And we ask questions and talk about natural therapies and all this other kind of. I love doing this. This is awesome. This is exactly what I started the channel for years ago, and then it turned into all the Bigfoot stuff. And even though a lot of people are still giving me grief about Bigfoot, saying that they are demons and stuff like that, I don't know. All I do know is that I rebuke what doesn't belong to God. If they still show up, they show up. If they don't, they don't. I'm not out there banging on trees. I'm not out there whooping and calling them and leaving gifts. Not doing any of that stuff. But they do come up to the house. They do knock on the house. They still throw rocks at Jay's house or scare him when he goes out to urinate behind his house at night. I wish I could get him on here. You guys would laugh so hard. He curses at him, and I keep telling him watch his mouth, and he's scared. They do. They scare the crap out of him sometimes, but I get a kick out of it. I think it's funny. Anyways, so now we got that all out of the way, completely out of the way, and we'll have no more of that. It's so nice to see all of you. I don't know, Christy. It has to be 1 horsepower or something like that. And when I checked them up, the cheapest one I found was $698. The last time the pump went out and lightning struck that pole there, you can't see it. But because if I move the camera, you're just going to see the screen. I finally got it to where you can't see the screen because you guys are up against the window. But if I move it, I have a pole here, electric pole here. And this last storm that we had, lightning struck it and it knocked out my router, my microwave, my lights, and then my well pump. And yeah, it knocked them all out. So that's the cheapest one that I can find. Remember years ago when my well pump had broken? There was a guy that was in Utah, no, Montana. He was in Montana, and he worked at a pump factory, a well pump factory. And he said that he would send me one, and it would cost $360 some odd dollars, and that was a few years back. Well, I've lost his phone number. I don't know where he's at. He's not online anymore. He disappeared. So I'm just searching around trying to find that. But right now, Dusty's bringing home gallons of water from work, and at least there's enough water to flush the toilet and maybe wash some dishes. But I don't know how to do that. If the Jeep sells, and I'm trying to sell it for $1,000, I paid $2,500 for it, but if I can sell it for $1,000, I'll buy a new well pump. I don't care. Not picky. You know how that goes, right? You do what you gotta do. And I can't believe that. Lightning struck so fast and close. About jumped out of my skin. Jay could feel it in his fingertips because I opened the front door and lightning struck, and I could feel it in my chest. And Jay said he actually felt it in his fingertips. Freaky, huh? All right, so any of you guys moved? Anything new happen in your lives? Time to get somebody else's info. Let's see what's going on out here. Yeah, that bike it needs new tires. Somebody gave us that bike. So because Michael walks to work, so Michael will ride a bike. And that pile over there, that pile is all the wood that was donated for a front porch that I never got to. Oh yeah, Martha's getting ready to remodel her kitchen. I can't wait to see pictures. Oh, and Willie will be here shortly. He'd been showing up somewhere around here, just making that noise all night long. Them and my stupid roosters. Here, pretty soon you should see my chickens walking past. They go out into this area right behind the rover there, and they go up there in the trees, and that's where they sleep. Really? Yeah. It's. I wish I had transportation. There's some. I really want to go to a couple of places, but I wanted to go camping over there between here and Atoka, in that boggy, what's it, Boggy Creek place? Which critters, Mandy? Because they've had some serious activity there lately, from Durant all the way to Atoka. It'll be so much fun. I miss camping. I mean, I can camp out in my backyard, but it's not the same. Just want to get off this property for a while. Yeah, I know, typical. It sent, that last video I did before I left. Yeah, chickens are doing fine, cats are doing fine, dogs are doing fine. Don't have ducks anymore. Ducks disappeared. Probably coyotes. We do have a fox. We found a fox den, so we probably do have a fox killing them. Yeah, I did, Nancy. And yeah, Amanda, I do have some activity, but I'm not doing anything about it. Yeah, like I said, they still knock on the house. I mean, I wear earplugs at night, um, just because I sleep better when it's completely quiet, because I'm used to, like no noise whatsoever. And they'll come up and actually knock right on the back side of my house where my bedroom is. I have a window to the north, but I have nothing on the other sides. And they actually will come up and knock on that place that has no windows, scare the living daylights out of me. And I can hear it clear as day with my earplugs in. I take my earplugs out and I'll go to the door and I'll look outside and make sure the kids are sleeping. The kids are sleeping. It's all dark, completely dark out there. I mean, black. You can't see, 10 feet in front of you. And there's nothing out there. There's nobody out there. But they would clearly knock on the side, this side of the house where I'm facing right now. Yeah. I love dead silence. I mean, I'm not one of those people that have to have a fan going. I love it when it's completely silent, when it's totally silent outside or in the house, and I can sleep like a baby, when I do sleep. Jay, Jay. Okay, thank you. He's gonna move that stuff. Just letting you know I'm live. Here come the dogs. They're gonna irritate him. Yeah, Chris.
Why do I need to move it?
When you pull back in, Jay, when it gets dark out, because if you pull it close to this side, I can see into the tree line. Hey, Nelson, how are you? Yeah, I guess that would be your cousin. One of them. How are things going there in Ohio, Chris? Cans? Hello. Ugh, I just choked on my coffee. Oh, wrong pipe. Yuck. Hi, Sandra. I'm breathing. I'm here. Thank you, Christy. I've been looking. Like I said, I've gone to some of the pump places online. I've gone to Home Depot and Lowe's and places like that. I've called you don't want to call the plumbers because the plumbers, of course, their price is 100% different. They start at 1300. The bad part about buying a pump, though, is last time we had the tractor. I don't have the tractor anymore. And that well is 326 feet deep. And it's heavy, really heavy. It pulled out with the tractor and it was hard. I can't imagine the boys trying to pull that thing 326 feet out of the ground. But I promise you, if he can, he will. Hey, Andy. Hey, guys. Look at some of our old time buddies that we've all missed for so long. Look at they're popping in here. This is a surprise. Thank you all very much for showing up for the live. Now. I used to love the Cleveland Browns. Well, no, actually, I was a Pittsburgh Steelers fan when I was living in Ohio. Me too, Sandra. Me too. I've missed this a lot. Oh, it's hot up here. Can't wait till the sun goes down completely. You get a little bit of breeze up here. If I turn a fan on, you guys won't hear me. It'll be so noisy. I mean, it's so dead silent out here, you need no noise whatsoever. And then you can hear everything. And I hope it's loud enough. You'll let me know when the birds start chirping what you can hear. So, how is everybody? Talk to me. Tell me what you're doing. Tell me what you've been doing. Anybody still doing Bigfoot stuff? I don't recognize anybody anymore on the internet as far as the Bigfoot community. Okay, Jenny. Thank you. God bless you too, hon. Well, here on this channel, some people hear stuff I don't hear, and I've got a cute hearing. But I'll tell you what, you can hear a cow from miles away at night. I mean, miles. That's true, Christy. If I end up staying here and I don't sell the property, I will do that again this year. I will have another camp out. The only thing I'll be a little bit more diligent about this year is the weather. I mean, a couple years ago it was nice. Oh, wow, Sandra. Donnie is still on YouTube? Really? Wow, that is cool. Congratulations, Mandy. Well, like I said, I haven't looked into any of that kind of stuff. That was over a year ago. It was before Denny passed away that I started trying to look up. Now, what do you mean, do I remember? Yeah, he's my brother. Passed away a while back. It's the last of my siblings. Jimmy passed right after Debbie did. Debbie passed after my mom did. He was funny, wasn't he? Riding kid. How's your mom, Chris? Oh, really? Yeah, my grandkids loved him. He came to visit before he passed away, too. Stayed here for a couple days. It was nice. I hadn't seen him in a couple years. Hey, Patrick, how are you? Really, in Georgia? Dang. Well, I don't know if that's good or bad, Chris, but, I haven't talked to any family in forever. Yeah, Sander, I am. I still have my animals. I don't have all of them. My ducks are gone, but I still have my cats and dogs and chickens and oh, I remember well, Chris. And yeah, I do have some activity here, but I haven't been really involved. You know what I heard a couple weeks back at my window? I heard a clicking noise. Someone told me that was a DM, but I heard a clicking noise, real quick. Aw, that's sweet, Chris. Thank you. You know who I thought that was the most beautiful person on the planet, Chris, when I was growing up? My mother. I thought my mom was a beauty queen. I thought she was the most beautiful thing on the planet. Oh my gosh, I just idolized my mother. I mean, I did. Really? Yeah, I'm not. Oh wow, Cans, that's awesome. Yeah, Matt's not here. I haven't heard from Matt in a long time. Yeah, Australia, Matt. I did see a post on Facebook, some pictures that he took. Oh, then I lost internet too. That's when my really all the time. I've only seen one. Well, remember too, Martha, I told you I wasn't getting any messages, any notifications, or any messenger, Facebook, none of it. And all of mine say that they're on. So I don't know what was happening. I wasn't getting any whatsoever. As a matter of fact, a guy that was looking to buy my Jeep last week contacted me twice and I never saw it. Wow. Really, Sandra? Well, like I said, I've never heard the clicks like that before. But it was right outside my bathroom window. And then I don't know, this was a little over a month ago. I heard humming out here and I definitely thought it was one of the kids. And it was more not I can't say humming. It was more like a like something like that, just a but I can't tell you what it was. And I know all right, Chris, take care. God bless y'all. Yeah, Chris is my aunt's son. Yeah. Yes, I know I'm your cousin. Just so many families are just so interblended now. You gotta, if I want someone to know who you are, just know exactly who you are. I know I don't have to explain what a cousin is. Heck, we're all cousins. Aren't we cousins? I don't really engage. Sometimes I will, if they knock hard enough, I will go to the front door and yell at them, because like it'll scare me because they'll hit pretty hard. But for the most part, they're more like small hand slaps against the side of the house. They're not really hard. I do yell at them. I go out there and tell them to knock it off, especially if they hit hard because it does wake me up. And sleep is a precious commodity. I still don't sleep very well, but when I do sleep, I that's one of the reasons I wear earplugs because I really like to fall asleep quiet. From the one. Tell him we said hello. Oh, Matt will forever be Matt, won't he? Oh, really? You guys know I've always yelled at him. If they do something a little bit outside of the normal that could be scary, I'll yell at them. That resonating voice. No, Matt's not here. Typical. Oh, yeah, I have a metal roof too. They don't throw things on my roof. I haven't had that happen. Of course, I shouldn't say that because now that I said it out loud, they probably will. But in that area, well, you can't see it because I don't have it. I don't have any light. Jay's looking for a light right now, and to put out there, but I don't have a light. I don't have anything I can set up to shine out into the darkness because the one that we had broke. So I don't know how long I'll stay alive until I can find a light to put out there into the woods. I don't even have small lights now. All those other ones I had. Cool, Christy. Well, I've got a motion detector right here, but it's not bright enough and it's motion detected. So you'll have most of this will be completely dark once it gets completely dark and you won't see anything till the dogs or somebody else walks underneath it because it's right here underneath underneath where you can't see. Those are for men, aren't they, Martha? Yeah, you putting out videos, Christy? Or Amanda, you guys putting videos out of what you're doing? Really? We have a lady down the street. She's talking about, which I stopped talking to her because she got mad at me because she was telling me that there were 8 foot long spiders in the trees, and I just couldn't go that far. I couldn't go that far. I mean, who knows what's out there, guys? I mean, I'm not gonna say anything bad about people, but I just couldn't do it. I was like, okay, I've had enough. Before I do the next live chat, I will find a way to put some kind of lighting out there. And Jay, when he pulls in, will pull his truck closer to here, so we'll be able to see that little area. But that's not really the area that they like to come in. It's a little bit closer to the right. But if I do that, now you're going to look at my Jeep that doesn't move, so. Well, yeah, they can, Sandra. Now I've seen that, but I haven't seen an 8 foot spider in the trees. It's not a big guy. The only time I've seen them spider crawl was on the ground. And I did, and I didn't actually see. I mean, they took off really quick, but I had that Johnson grass. It was about 2.5, 3 foot tall, and all I saw was four. Lizzie and I saw it, four black spots, and then it took off. So yeah, those were elbows and knees or whatever you want to call them on them big guys, and I did see them take off that way. That was up there in Finley. That's when we were up there in Finley, and I think one of my videos has a picture of them that I showed where they were there and then they were gone. Well, it had to be Boo or a smaller one, so I wasn't terrified. But it would be terrifying if I actually saw an 8 foot dang spider up in a tree. I think I'd have a heart attack and die. You know what I mean? So, but she's like a lot of other people that I've talked to about this Bigfoot community, and there's so many things. There's just so many things. We have so many questions, about what's really out there and what they are and the whole nine yards. And now they're coming out with the government's gonna, talk about aliens and all this other kind of stuff. None of that really matters to me, and I don't care. If I'm comfortable in a place that I'm at, I'm not going to go out actually and do Bigfoot research or anything, but I like going camping. You guys know I like going camping, and I like being out in the woods, and I like being by myself. If I have any activity, I can, most of the time, I can sense kind of what it is. If I feel anything evil or bad, I'm packing up and leave. I don't, some of these people make me absolutely nuts where they stay out there all night and they get terrified. I wouldn't do that. If I went camping for the weekend and I went to a place like that boggy place between here and Atoka, I think it's called Boggy Creek. I'm not sure. But anyway, it's a campsite. But if I went there like people were doing a couple weeks back when they had the visual sighting, and I had a bad feeling, or I felt intimidated, I just pack up and leave. Oh, cool, Mandy. Miller. Okay, so who's Miller? Now you kind of change some of your names. Tell us who you are. Hello, anyway. Oh, you're new. Well, welcome. Our channel is just a conversational channel. We don't talk politics. We don't talk religion. You're welcome to pray. You're welcome to have a conversation about lots of stuff. We talk about Bigfoot. We talk about natural therapies. We talk about God. We talk about families. Yeah, but we don't talk about each other. Gotta be nice here, or the people in blue will block you so quick you won't know. Your head will spin. Look what's happening to my camera. Come on. All right, I gotta focus on something else. Come on. No light, so it doesn't want to focus. Great. Yeah. Dang it. See what happens when you don't have outside lighting? If you have Crohn's, you need to get in touch with me, Sandra, because I can tell you all about Crohn's disease. Best thing you can take is mastic gum, slippery elm, and senna. The three of them are your best friend. Just going to tell you that right now. And uh, Lactobacillus reuteri. That one is the best one. Well, welcome. We're glad to have you. Where you hail from? Oh, that's straight, Sandra. Yeah, I found out one thing about some of the research I've been doing over all the years, as far as the Crohn's disease, and Castor oil helps tremendously as far as pack goes. Putting a castor oil pack on your stomach for when you're cramping. Slippery elm, mastic gum, and Lactobacillus reuteri. Oh, sweet, Miller. I'm in Oklahoma. Since your name only says Miller, are you male or female, or would you rather not say? Sometimes we don't like saying, he said or she said, and you're not. Lactobacillus, Lactobacillus, reuteri, reuteri. That is a very strong, good bacteria for your stomach. 8-foot spiders. Yeah, I know, right, Christy? I'm sorry, but if I saw one, I think I'd have a stroke. That'd be the end of me going outside forever. Unless I had a flamethrower in my hand. I mean, my place is loaded with spiders, but I have jumpers, and I don't mind those. And I have tarantulas outside, but. And the only reason I said senna is because a lot of times what will happen. Okay, hello, Jessica. Welcome. Um, senna is something good because, believe it or not, they consider both emptying of your bowels, constipation. Constipation, both of them, whether you have one or the other, they consider it constipation. So in order for your bowels to run the way they should, you need the senna. And you can start taking it every single day until you have an issue. Once you have an issue, you back off. You back off to 4 days. Here he is. Told you Willie would come. Then if you still have an issue, you back down to once a week. And then you'll know what your body needs. But a lot of times that's the problem with Crohn's disease is you end up with your large intestine not working properly. And if you take any kind of pain medicine or anything that slows down your system, that stops the motility in your intestines, and then you end up with a lot more cramping and pain. Make sure you take pictures, Martha. Okay, yeah, if you have any questions, just go ahead and ask. You're welcome. I have to put a disclaimer out here that I'm not a doctor and I'm not going to give you any medical advice, and you do anything at your own risk. And this is for what? Entertainment purposes only? Okay. Oh, now listen. Okay. Thank you very much for bringing that up. Okay. So listen to me. The influx right now of methylene blue, and of glutathione is extremely dangerous. I like the molecular hydrogen tablets, but not all of them. Some of them have mag citrate in it, which would kill me, so I can't take them. I'm not taking that chance because nobody can tell me if it has magnesium citrate in it, because sometimes they make it out of it. Okay, methylene blue and glutathione. Listen to me. Listen to me. Yes, CMOS is great. Do not take it on a daily basis. Please do not take it on a daily basis. Both of those are for short time use only. Only. Do not believe the hype. I can't go into details. Just listen to me. You have to trust me on this. You know how we're talking about data centers. You know how we're talking about frequencies. You're hearing this all over the place. Do not take those daily. And I promise you, just like back when bananas was happening, this new stuff that's coming up is not your friend. They are not your. Yeah, plant-based is safe, yes. It's not your friend. If you guys want to know some of the stuff that you can take is going to help you for certain conditions, you know that I'm here to express the stuff that I know to be a fact, not something I'm guessing at. but I have years behind and clinical research, years behind clinical research, and I won't ever tell you something, but tell you something offhand, but remember something. Everybody's body is different. I had a lady on here years ago that listened to every word I said and she went out and bought them all. Then she started taking them and wondered why she was sick, and her doctor said that I was a quack, and she threw hundreds of dollars in the trash because somebody told her wrong. And she did not listen to how to take it. She didn't know which one made her sick. Do not just jump on a bandwagon and start taking stuff. You don't know what the outcome's going to be, and it could be worse than the problem that you have. Yeah, that's where you also that's what I'm saying, Sandra. You need the Senna. Start taking the Senna. Right, Mandy. That's right. But there's not many things in the store that say organic that's actually organic. The best thing that you can possibly do, which not everybody's able to, um, is stop worrying so much about what you're buying at the grocery store. No, not no, not everything else is good, hun. But okay, you got to be careful what kind of capsules you get. I like the gel caps better than I do anything else. But okay, anyway, not everything that's organic is organic. If you're able to have a garden, your best bet is to have a garden that's covered, that's not going to be, rained on or dumped on by chemicals that you don't want. And then that one comes in with the molecular water or the hydrogen peroxide. Hydrogen peroxide, guys, you can go ahead and make yourself when you get anything, fruits, vegetables, anything, and just make yourself hydrogen peroxide water and put it in it and then dry them off or let them sit and dry by themselves. But now you've gotten rid of the chemicals that are around outside. I don't care what anybody tells you, they're lying. Hey, Northern, how are you? They are lying. Okay. You can take baking soda, you can take borax, you can take hydrogen peroxide, and you will kill the stuff that's sitting on the outside of this stuff. You can spray your gardens with hydrogen peroxide or borax or baking soda, and you can kill the chemicals. You can actually get rid of them. So where people are fear mongering, they're making it so where people don't know what to do. Can't eat this, can't drink that, can't do this, can't do that. The fear tactic is real, and the reason it's happening is because they want everybody scared so they can run to the manufacturers that's making the fake meats and all the other kind of stuff, so you panic. Okay, don't panic. God told us this years and years and years ago what to do. We know what to do. You just got to take a deep breath and understand that everything that you see is real. Okay, there's a lot of people lying because they want your dollars. These companies that are putting it all over the internet, this cures this and this cures that. I I am so angry. I am so upset because they're putting people right into a position like glutathione. Okay. What's one thing that's missing in our diets right now that a lot of people don't have? Zinc, right? What's the one thing that glutathione absolutely eliminates? Zinc. Yeah. Methylene blue is what? Frequencies do what? I mean, it's easy when you're scared to grab something because on TikTok videos or videos, Facebook or YouTube or something, they're telling you, hey, I tried this for 6 months. I'm cancer free, blah, blah, blah. Sandra, I take them every day. Exactly. And they are money making schemes, people. These people, I've been offered by companies to take over their products. And I said, no. And I told them point blank why. And I said, the stuff that you have in it, you just eliminated. And and I don't care about your third party testing because it's not from the United States. And who wants to listen to the FDA? Who cares or trusts the FDA or the CDC now? Forget it. So if you want something that works, you got to go with what God gave you. There's things on this earth, cloves, the stuff that you're talking about, that's here for us. Frankincense, our vegetables, they're here. Everything is here. We just have to know how to use them. And then you have to know if you're allergic to them. You got to do your due diligence to see if you're allergic to them. And once you find out that you're not, you only use it for a brief amount of time until your symptoms start to disappear. Because now, if your symptoms start to disappear, you'll find out that that is a root cause of some of your problem. But if you just start taking pills that have multiple things in it, how do you know which one's actually doing what's supposed to be done? Okay, Sandra. Yeah, and you can get back to me anytime. I'll answer you, hon. You can reach me on Facebook or Messenger or whatever, or here, whatever. Because I'll be coming back. I'll be doing these live chats again. I think we need each other more now than ever. And I think that's another reason why I decided and told the Lord that I go back to doing live chats, because I'm fed up. I'm tired of the fear mongering. I'm really tired of people promising things that are just flat out lies. Yeah, I have a Facebook. It's under the same name and it has a wolf pic just like the rest of my places. TikTok has a face pic, that one. All of them have the same one. That's how people will know it's me. And by the way, I think someone on TikTok has hijacked hijacked my channel because someone sent me something that I didn't send, and I said I don't know who you are, but oh let's just start right off the bat with anybody who's taking statin drugs right now. Get off them immediately, immediately. More danger than good. Sheila, how are you? Statin drugs do nothing. Oatmeal will do better. Oatmeal, CoQ10, hawthorn berry. You have no reason to be on a statin drug. And most of the cholesterol they're talking about, if you don't have like Martha said, if you don't have cholesterol in your brain, you'll end up with Alzheimer's. Cholesterol is what motivates your brain. You need cholesterol. They don't know half the stuff that they've been preaching for the past 50, 60 years, or maybe they do. Regardless, I don't want to hear it, don't care. If you're no, get off of any statin drugs, they do nothing. Oatmeal for 10 days can drop your cholesterol 300 points, where it'll take you a year to drop it 5 points. And the side effects are so bad, it's horrible. And for all you taking Benadryl and stuff like that, stop it. Stop it. You only need a Benadryl if you're in almost an anaphylactic shock, and that's how it'll work for you, is if you don't take it for allergies. Try something like stinging nettles or dandelion. Yeah, I remember I said that, Pappy, years ago. I think that God put like-minded together because, you know, um, time is coming and time is coming quickly. And I believed that was my whole mindset years ago, is one of the reasons I wanted to move out to the woods so I could start making, tinctures and pain medicines and stuff like that for people. So when crap hit the fan, we would have that kind of stuff. But I think God's got other plans. I can't tell you. Well, Sandra, you can try. Thank you, Northern. That was nice. That's sweet. Thank you. You can try, but it's not hard. It's not easy to get off of, something like ibuprofen and Tylenol, which are extremely horrible for your liver. And if you're having problems, that could add way more to it. Um, exactly, Amanda. You do have to have the omegas, but or like coconut oil. You can put coconut oil in your coffee every day, a small amount. You're not going to taste it, and there you go. There's your good cholesterol for the day for your brain. Anyways, off topic. Okay, so oh my gosh, we could go forever, but there are way too many natural things that you can take. But pain stuff is the hardest stuff to work with because our bodies are used to it. If you're having other issues, your other issues could be related to your liver, and if they're related to your liver, they're related to your liver because of stuff like ibuprofen. You see, this is what I've been getting at all these years. The medicines that they created that came from the original design, trees and plants, all plant based, they have manipulated into a chemical to cause body harm. Okay, so you're going to have to take milk thistle or something like that to kind of take the sludge out of your liver and get your liver working properly. And if your liver's not working properly, then again, your cortisol level goes up. And what's cortisol? Anxiety. These all work together. It's synergistic. They all work together. And this is why people have a plethora of symptoms that the doctor said, well, we'll just separate this one. Well, we'll just no, these have nothing to do with each other. Yeah, they do. They have a lot to do with each other. You're not derailing. Sandra, you know people do that all the time in this chat. You can talk as much as you want. No one's going to stop you. And no one's going to think that you're butting in or saying too much. You can say what you want to say. Right, fam? Anyway, so there's so many conversations we could have about the stuff that's out there, and I know a lot of people don't know about, pine trees, honey, lemon, turmeric. For what, hon? Yeah, that's great pain and antibiotic right there. I take honey, garlic, and lemon when I'm sick, or oregano. It depends on which one it is. But I'm a garlic freak and an oregano freak. And don't buy those white cloves of garlic at the store either. They're just loaded with stuff you can't get rid of. It's not safe, typical. You're better off trying something like Cordialis or, wild lettuce. I can't imagine any of those helping with dementia, except for maybe anti-inflammatory if you have inflammation. But remember, true dementia is the hardening, in the brain, and that's basically hardened cholesterol in the brain. So the wrong kind, and that's where that came from. So you have plaque up there, and not everything that you eat or drink crosses the blood-brain barrier. Yeah, be careful with the zeolite too. You have to be really careful with that. Drops are the perfect way to take zeolite. Zeolite can pull out microplastics, in your system and especially in your brain, but you got to be very careful taking it because you don't know what it's going to mix with and you don't know the side effects. See, that's what I'm talking about. It's very, very, very hard to know what it's going to do to your body, especially after long term if you're not paying attention. I wish Northern, because I'm allergic to ginger. That's one. I wish I could take ginger. That would help my stomach. But I'm not having any stomach pain anymore. That is all gone since I started the Lactobacillus reuteri. I haven't had stomach pain. The only time I have stomach pain is when I'm hungry, when I haven't eaten in a couple days, and my stomach starts to cramp and starts to hurt. That's my fault. That's from no food. And one thing I've been doing the past couple of days, which is really causing me to cough like crazy, is I restarted my colloidal silver and hydrogen peroxide inhaler. And dang, it's cleaning out my lungs, and I'm telling you, it hurts. Cough up that crap. One thing I wish I could do is quit smoking. Jay, I can't read your text when you write me. So what were you saying? When I'm live, I can't read the text. Huh? Okay. Don't forget hoods. And is there no light for out here? It just says D Sims. Martha, could you help her? Facebook. My Facebook should be easy. It's the only one with a wolf picture. Yeah, they're going to take off in a minute, so sweet. Now I can't answer you until after I'm done with my live chat, but hey Jay. Oh, he didn't hear me. That boy can't hear squat. See, you can't see anything with the light that goes on. That floodlight doesn't do squat. I think I saw it sitting over there on that pile, Jay.
What file?
The one on this other side of your rover. I think it was sitting right on top of it. Okay, Mandy. Well, thank you for coming. I appreciate it. It's really nice to see you guys. I haven't seen you guys in so long. And look how many people showed up. You're a blessing to me. You really helped me out tonight. I'd expected 2 people to be on here, and that was it. Light my candle too. Oh, we could talk for absolute hours. I mean, absolute hours. You guys know how I get when it comes to this natural stuff. I get so upset. I really get so upset.
Really?
Thank you, typical.
Really?
Well, I appreciate the thought, Sheila. I mean, really. Good night, Mandy. Yeah, time really does fly. Yeah, ivermectin, fenbenzidol, the black walnut husk and the wormwood and all that kind of stuff. Good night. God bless you. Sour sop, which is graviola. I told you guys about graviola years ago. Well, now everybody's marketing it as sour sop. It's the same thing. Graviola for cancer is the best thing. I remember the name Sheila, but it wasn't Sheelar 8263, but I remember Sheila. I do remember that.
It's only gonna reach like to the middle of forever.
That's okay, son, as long as you pull the vehicle up closer to here.
I'm gonna put it on the other side of the Jeep when I get back.
Okay, yeah. Good night, Nancy.
down or
God bless you. Into the wood line. As much as you can.
Well, it's pretty broad, so
It don't matter.
light or just a little.
It don't matter. Just do what you can and I'll see. I can't tell you, Jay, until it's lit. And it's too far away.
What's too far away?
Oh,
Huh?
nothing. I thought the light was on. Martha said hi, Jay. We'll see what happens when he gets it turned on. The window, I'm sure that it's still going to be fuzzy because I didn't have the light on when I started, so we'll see what happens here when the light turns on. But you all know that if you have any questions whatsoever about anything like that, all you got to do is ask. Yeah, I don't have all the answers. I'm not God, but I have quite a few years and lots of experience. So being a nurse and dang,
Yeah,
perfect.
just as far as it goes.
That's fine, right there.
You want to point it down?
No, where you got it is perfect. Thank you, Jay. Just remember it when you pull in. Watch him run it over. We just spent the last money we had on my last Social Security to get him the bolts for the heads for the rover. Rovers cost a lot of money, so the parts aren't they aren't that cheap. But we finally found a set that'll work. But he was so angry because he went to take the bolts out and all the stuff around it was plastic instead of the metal that it should have been, and they just broke. He was fuming because they did that when they sold the vehicle, so it looked new, so it looked like it was fixed and maintained, but it was all parts that shouldn't have been on there. So he's had to replace all of it. And that boy, where there's a will, there's a way. He can find a way. He's gonna fix it. Yeah, I heard that, Martha. Whoa, it fell. He kicked it. Well, there went my light. Yep, there you go. Okay, well then what he should do, Sheila, is back off of everything that he's eating and just eat oatmeal. He's gonna hate you, but just eat. Hold on, Sandra. Yeah, hold on, Sandra. Um, just eat oatmeal. If he eats oatmeal for 10 days, it'll drop it so low. Dusty's not home yet, Martha. It'll drop it so low that it'll be normal, and then his oatmeal twice a week will help. But he's got to get it knocked down first. So tell him to do a 10-day fast with just oatmeal and water. And I promise you, I mean, they told Denny he was going to die. I had proof. The doctor actually called some of his other doctors in because they wanted, it was impossible. His triglycerides were 1,500 and his cholesterol, his bad cholesterol, was over 700. They said he was a walking heart attack. I said, I'm not, when he told me he was going to give me a statin, I said, no way. I said, I can bring this down to 200 in 10 days. And he called me a liar. And he said, and I told him, I said, I can prove it. And as God is my witness, this is what happened. For 10 days, I made Denny eat nothing but oatmeal. Nothing but oatmeal. Oh, you can eat oatmeal with whatever you want in it. Don't matter. And for 10 days. And by the 10 days was over, Denny wanted to kill me. I mean, he hated me. He was so angry. But as God is my witness, we went in, he had the blood work done. His cholesterol was 178. And the doctor called another doctor in and said, "What did you do?" And I said, "Oatmeal. Oatmeal gets rid of cholesterol, bad cholesterol, but you have to do it for 10 days. And it'll drop it so low that it'll be normal. So whatever he decides to eat after that, he'll be fine. But I promise you, it works." And I mean, literally, yeah, it doesn't matter what he puts in it. It don't matter what he puts in it as long as it's just oatmeal and no other meals. Just oatmeal. And switch it up. You know, I mean, I don't care if you get the little bags of oatmeal that's got sugar. Who cares what it's got in it? Just oatmeal. Okay? And we're done with that. And I promise you, the doctors will freak out. They don't know, they don't care. But it worked. And when his triglycerides were that and his cholesterol was down, when he called those other doctors in, the one said, give me your routine." I said, "It's just oatmeal. 10 days of oatmeal. That's it." He goes, "Nothing else?" And I said, "Nothing else." Everybody flipped. I mean, everybody. And all you got to do is read up on oatmeal and cholesterol. It's one of the best cholesterol breaking things that you have is oatmeal. So if you want off the statin drugs, that's what I suggest you do. But if you don't do, and if he can't do 10 days straight, have him do 5 days and get retested. You know, but it's not the same as 10 days straight. Your body just does a total, and it's a fast is good for you anyway, which basically that's kind of like a fast. But you're not, because you're not getting anything else in your system. And he will hate you, I promise you. He will never want to see oatmeal again. But it'll save his life. Just get him off the statin drugs. Because that will kill him. How do you maintain what? Um, Christy, your kidneys, I have to, it's Chinese medicine, and I can't say the word. I, yeah, it blows my mind. What I'll have to do is I'll get with you on Facebook or on Messenger, and I'll tell you the name of it. But it's a Chinese medicine, and it restores your kidneys. Um, But there's just too much medicine out there, guys, that the side effects are worse than the problems that you actually have. And that's why you've got all these other symptoms. You don't feel like you're getting any better. It's because the side effects are causing more damage than the original problem that you had. And this has been in the system for years and years and years. I was doing this 30 years ago. I was telling people, warning people about this over 30 years ago because it was clear. And this was way before nursing school. But it made perfect sense. I would watch people that were perfectly healthy go into the doctor with one small problem, and 5 years later, they were so sick, their whole systems changed. They had all kinds of other problems, and I was like, "You need to get off that pill. That pill is doing more damage than good." And then all you gotta do is look at the rise in some of the medications they're giving people and see how many people have dementia now that didn't have that the amount of people that have dementia younger age than they did 30, 40 years ago. Yeah, don't take any kind of statins. Get rid of the statin drugs. They're not gonna change you. They're just gonna make you worse. And who knows how much damage it's already done to your liver. Which your kidneys and liver are what filters, everything, from your lymph nodes and stuff. I mean, I don't get it. Well, you're in stage 2? Oh my gosh. Well, there's a lot of people, guys, that aren't gonna listen. You just have to know that they're gonna listen to the doctor. No matter what the doctor says, they're gonna listen. Okay? And yeah, bananas should have told everybody, should have solidified it for everybody. They do not have your health in their best interest. When we went through bananas, I tried to tell you guys everything that you needed to do back then and the stuff that they were doing. And some people, I mean, look at how many people walked away from this channel because of it. They went and got, their shots. And look what happened. I mean, oh, I understand that, Sheila. I'm just saying on a broader spectrum. It's just there's just so many people that don't want to hear it. They want to listen to their doctors, no matter what their doctors say. And I am not a doctor. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a doctor. What I'm irritated with is the side effects they're all over the internet. All you got to do is go look at the research done. The NCBH, go look it up yourself. The research all over the whole world that's been done on some of these natural things and some of the drugs. There's thousands of them, thousands everywhere. And I read those. I mean, I go out there and I read them, and I'll read some of the ones dating all the way back into the 1950s, for research. And I'll find out what they knew then compared to what they know now. And what I've learned is a lot of this is set up. It is set up to keep you not healthy. So you rely on pharmaceuticals and the medicinal industry, on the industry. You're not going to die. I'm sorry, but no one's ever died from cholesterol. That's a lie. Yeah, many of us never got them. And this new stuff, the new stuff that's coming out now that they're talking about, the hand, please give me a break. No, no, let's not. I'm not going to get into that, but guys, do not be fooled. Do not be fooled. And they made it a point of this time, ivermectin doing nothing for it. They made sure. Exactly. Right, Martha. There's different kinds of cholesterol. True. That's very true. But your biggest threat, if you want to think about it, is the difference between brown fat and yellow fat. There's the biggest difference in your health. Because if you have brown fat, okay, you're not going to be getting rid of a lot of the stuff through your lymph system like you need to. Okay? And if you're not getting rid of the stuff in your system that you need to, it's going to sit there and it's going to harden and it's going to turn bad and it's going to cause inflammation and it's going to cause all your system to go absolutely haywire and you're going to go to the doctor and he's going to start treating you for everything. Brown fat is the squishy stuff. I mean, yellow fat is the squishy stuff. Brown fat is the hard stuff. There's a complete difference. Going to the bathroom every day is a major deal, and knowing what to do. When I talk to people one on one about their health, it takes a long time. It's not a cut and dried 1 or 2 sessions. We go over everything, absolutely everything. But I'm not one of those naturopaths that turn around and charge five, six, seven, $800. I mean, although I don't blame them for that because you realize what it takes to find out everything there is to know about a person if they're telling the truth, to find out what you can do to help them recover after all the years of the things that they put in their body that cause the damage, including medications. You know, ugh, just and the mental health today. Oh my gosh. Yeah. And but like I said, when I started this whole conversation, my biggest problem I'm having right now are the companies that are out there that are giving you medications or names of medications that are supposed to, hey Ramona, hey sweetie, medications that are supposed to natural things, natural, by the way, that are supposed to help you have more clarity, have more this. Think about that, guys. Think about that, guys. What can you take to put in your into your body that would automatically give you clarity? And then what kind of damage do you think would happen after you did it? These drugs that do this instant stuff is dangerous, really dangerous. And they will not tell you, you'll never hear it on mainstream news about the people where it went sideways. How are you doing, Ramona? How have you been, sweetie? How's Richard? Right. In order for you to cleanse out your system, the best way to cleanse out your system is with lymph drainage. I mean, I did that with Ramona on the video that one day where we were cleaning out her lymph nodes. People that have those chipmunk cheeks, that's all that is lymph nodes. They're and underneath your arms and behind your leg. You got lymph nodes all over the place. And those little Pac-Man, they just take all the stuff in. And if you can't move them, if they've gotten hard because you're sedentary or because of the way that you eat or something along those lines, or the medication has slowed down your system, then all of a sudden, your lymph nodes aren't moving and then it backs up. No different than someone who can't go to the bathroom for 3 or 4 days and all of a sudden their body's toxic because all the bad stuff that was supposed to go out into the toilet is now stuck in your system, reabsorbing into your system. There's no difference between that and bad lymph nodes. It's the same thing. So you have to start someplace. My main thing for people to do is start taking Senna. Senna is natural. I mean, I have psyllium out here because I have plantain. I can turn around and make my own psyllium, but it takes a lot to make psyllium husks, and I don't take psyllium, I take senna. Senna's easier, on my system. But it keeps you going, make sure that everything comes out naturally. I do lymph node massage on myself all the time. Here I am, 104 pounds, you know, and I mean, last time I went to the doctor, my everything in my system was really good with the exception of my stomach. And that was my fault. That was me doing stuff I shouldn't have done. I didn't know about H. pylori. I didn't know how much the damage. I mean, I'd heard about it and stuff like that, but at that time, I'd never heard of like ivermectin or doing parasite cleanses. I never thought about any of that kind of stuff. But I should have put it together when my mom was diagnosed with histoplasmosis because the doctors in Arkansas had never heard of histoplasmosis, which is from being living in the Ohio Valley region, which is known for and then they have toxo and histoplasmosis. Rats, birds, all kinds of creepy critters. You get cats can give you toxoplasmosis. People have cats and their litter boxes in the house. You can get toxoplasmosis from that. People don't realize what's right there in front of you that can cause a lot of damage that's unbeknownst to you because you breathe it in every day. You're smelling this stuff. You're not putting your face in the. Why do you think they tell pregnant women to stay away from cat litter boxes? Because they can do immediate damage to the fetus for the fetus. This stuff has been around for centuries, guys. But we're just starting to open our eyes and pay attention. And so now everything's come crashing down. They got people in a complete panic. Don't panic. We can talk about things. We can learn about stuff. We can teach each other. You guys learn something that I don't know? Get on here and tell us all. That's right. It's not. You know what's causing more problems in arteries and cholesterol? Microplastics. Microplastics are what hardens in there, and people think that that hardened plaque is cholesterol. It's not. It's microplastics. That's where the zeolite comes in. I mean, you can go ahead and do, body cleanses and stuff to get some of the parasites out and some of the microtoxics that you can get out because microwaving stuff with plastic, you're going to get that in your system. So you need to get that out of your system. Another reason to take Senna every day because it'll flush that out. The water that you drink, put 2 drops of hydrogen peroxide in all your water. Just make sure it's food grade. Don't take the brown stuff off the shelf because it's stabilized, and I don't know what it's stabilized with. But go ahead and put 2 drops in every glass of water you have. No different than the molecular water that they're selling now. Well, you don't have to buy that. All you gotta do is put peroxide in your water. It ain't gonna hurt you. It'll pull all that crap out. Fulvic acid, you can get in a bathtub and take a fulvic acid bath. They sell those little packets of fulvic acid. Stick it in your bathtub, get in it, soak in it. I don't agree with the foot stuff. I don't agree with that. Yeah, that's why garlic isn't on my stuff, Sandra. That's why I take garlic so much. But anyway, don't believe all the hype that they tell you about that crap because I don't believe it. I've tried that myself. I have never once put my feet in clear water and had it turn black like you see on these videos. Never. Yep, exactly, Northern. You would not. I mean, everything is surprising. The simple changes are so surprising. Oh, wow. I don't have any nettle and I don't have any dandelion. I do have one mullein plant, but I got it from a friend of mine. But I have to leave it in the pot she gave me because it won't grow in my soil. Hers was more sandy soil. Mine is rock. So I planted 3 mullein plants here, and all 3 of them died. So this one that I got from her is in a bucket, and it's going to stay there because otherwise it's going to die. I got tons of plantain. I've got tons of other stuff too. I've got lamb's quarters. I don't have any nettle here, but I've got pine, pine trees. Yep, I still do it, Martha. Although my diffuser died, a month ago. So I'm gonna have to get a new diffuser. And it was meant for you to put oils in it. Yeah, I don't care about any of that, Sandra. You're not gonna stop that. That's not gonna stop anything. Let's go back to the ticks, okay? And this alpha gal stuff. There was a lady that I watched on TikTok. And right now I'm in the research phase, so I'm not going to explain everything. When I'm done with the research phase and I found out whether it's true or not, she actually has cured herself from alpha gal. Okay, and she would not release what it was, but now I'm going back through some of her, just like you wrote it, Senna. That's Senna. Um, she actually has been, doctor has proven she does not. Yeah, I have wild lettuce too. Sorry, I didn't think about that. She had alpha gal. She threw up. She had gone to the emergency room twice in anaphylactic shock from drinking dairy. So she actually has cured herself, and I want the protocol. So now I'm doing my research to find out what the protocol is. When I find it, I will. I'll definitely give it to everybody. I'll post it on TikTok. I'll post it here. That's not something that should be gatekept. That's something that everybody should know about. Um, It makes perfect sense to me, though, that they would try to do this. I mean, this does not surprise me at all because for the past couple years, people have been finding meat in the stores that doesn't look like meat, and then they come up with, well, now it's human meat mixed with regular meat, and it's lab grown and all this, and then they come out with the ticks that have the alpha gal, so now you can't eat any kind of meat. Okay, if you're a conspiracy theorist like me, you can put all this stuff together, and come up with a great scenario. I just choose not to go into that crap and just find the problem and try to fix it. I don't care about it. I can talk about it, but I don't know enough about what they're going to do, what they're not going to do. I don't care. But I put witch hazel on it immediately, and you can go ahead if you can. If you got plantain, you can put plantain on it, but um, witch hazel will help stop the itching. Plantain should pull. You need something like yarrow or mm, plantain will do it, okay, because it's astringent. Get plantain, mix it with witch hazel, and put it on the tick bites. It'll take out the itching. It'll draw out the throw up that they do, and pray over them that they don't get alpha gal. I got tons of seed ticks around here, but I wish I had enough cinnamon to do my entire yard because they don't like cinnamon at all. Ticks do not like cinnamon, just so y'all know. We'll start getting it high. I mean, you got right now is perfect time for you to harvest plantain. Get a bunch of it, rinse it off real well, dry it out real well, and then put it in a bag. Make sure the bag has paper in it, not just plastic. Not glass either, unless it's completely dried. And then get it crushed up, grind it up, and put it in a jar with seal it. You can make salves with it, you make drinks with it, you can put it in food, you can put it in all kinds of stuff. Because it's not only medicinal, it's edible. And I won't tell you how to take the seeds and make a psyllium husk because it's really a lot of work. A lot of work. It's better than buying psyllium husk at the store. See, now I go off on my tangents. Here I go. Shoo. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff out here that I found. I mean, I've got wood sorrel. And my thing is, I go out there, I find wood sorrel, I just pick it up and eat it. Remember, wood sorrel has oxalates, so be careful how much of that you eat. Oxalates are, something that your body can turn on you, so don't eat very much at a time. But dandelion, start harvesting this stuff. Get it harvested, get it put away, make sure you put the date on it, whatever you do, and what it is. And then people are going to need this, especially now before things are completely toxic, is when you need to start harvesting all the edibles that you can. I want to make dandelion jelly so bad, or violet jelly so bad, but I just don't have them around here. And I was thinking about starting canning, but all my stuff is gone. I lost all that stuff in the flood. And I don't really have any place to put it. Yeah. That and honeysuckle and some of the other stuff. Yeah. I was teaching people about pine, and pine needles because some of the people they don't even know which pine they have. If it's five stems on a pine, it's white, WHITE, five, and if it's red, it's RED. It's easy to tell which one's which, you know. So, but pine needles can help with headaches and all kinds of other stuff. So, and if you have digestive issues, the pine sap with the pine needles, make it into a tea, a small tea, not very strong because it can be overpowering. But if you make it really weak, man, that really weak, it really, really helps with stomach aches. I haven't found purslane in years. Last place that I found purslane was in the city. I haven't found any purslane out here. None. Lamb's quarters, purslane, all the wild lettuce, all those. And they've got so many vitamins, minerals. They got protein. They actually have protein in them. And you need that kind of stuff, especially when things go bad. And think about it this way, guys. You add some of that to your normal diet. You don't have to sit down and eat a bunch of greens that you pulled out of your garden, but you start adding it to your regular diet, your salads or your omelets or something like that. You're getting the protein that you need. You're getting the vitamins that you need, not the USRDA, because that's squat. They're so wrong. They've been so wrong for years. With the oxidative stress that we have in our bodies now, you need 3 times the amount that the USDA requires. So it doesn't do you any good to get the recommended daily amount. You need to go above that. So now you just go ahead and you start adding some of this stuff to your normal food and you're where you belong. Yeah, it mostly grows in sidewalks and cracks. Yeah, you're right. Absolutely right. Now, if I went into town, I could probably find some. They'd probably give me grief for pulling it up, or they may not because they think it's weeds, but I have not found one yet. I have a friend of mine that lives close to town, and I told her when you go into town, look on the sidewalks, and if you can find any, grab it. But the last time she grabbed spurge and not purslane, you know. Purslane is succulent and spurge, although spurge does have some medicinal properties. You're better off with the spurge as far as edible. And I got all kinds of stuff growing in my window right now. I got to find a way to capture some water so I can actually, because the last few years of beautiful garden, all died when I started watering from the well. I mean, the well water is just purely toxic, and there's not a blasted thing I can do about it. So I do have the property up for sale, and I found a piece of property that's closer to Atoka. And if this property, Lord willing, sells, then I'll move there, and the water table is better there than here. Oh, awesome. Yeah, there's no bee balm around here either. I love talking to people that are on the East Coast because y'all have stuff that I don't have here in the Midwest. We don't have it here in the southern Midwest, I guess you want to call it. Well, purslane is one of the few weeds that you can eat that is loaded with high vitamin C, vitamin A, D, E, and K, and it has protein in it. So you're full of antioxidants when you eat purslane. And the flavor's not bad either. You just take the little pieces off and throw it in your salad. You won't even know any better. I've got 5 jars right now of wild lettuce going. I didn't pull any of the lamb's quarters out because I can't find my dehydrator. It's up here in this loft somewhere, but when I moved everything for them to come take pictures to put my place up for sale, I put the boxes up here in the loft, and I have to go searching for it. I need to find my dehydrator. Okay, I don't know whose dog that is, but it's not mine. Oh, we just got a stray dog that just came onto the property. See, isn't this nice how quiet it is out here? I know y'all can't tell because I'm jaw jacking, but yeah, I still have dogs. But that wasn't my dog. I don't know whose dog that is. I think that's my neighbor's dog, but that's not one of mine. I would like to go outside during the day and take a picture of some of these, but it's never the same because some of these have lookalikes, you know. Not all of them, but some of them have lookalikes, and they can be downright deadly. And I also told you, no, somebody moved in next door, Sandra. Just irritates the daylights out of me. They're from California and they're loud and they shoot guns off all day long because they think that they're from Texas instead of California. Sorry. Sorry. I shouldn't have said that. Sorry. Anyway, another reason I want to move. I gotta light this candle, guys. It is too dark here. I can't see squat. Well, I don't hear my dogs making any noise, so they must be familiar with that dog. I love how quiet it is here. It's just, I love it. This was my dream, just move out where there was nobody. There's lots of property not too far away from me in a place called Moyers, but you are so far away. It's an hour to any place. And me getting my age, I got to make sure that at least I'm able to get someplace if I need to be. But oh my gosh, the property in some of these places, I mean, they're just gorgeous. Oh gosh, they're just gorgeous. If I was 20 years younger, jeez, I'd be all over the internet with a homestead. But Yeah, kind of bites as you get older. You know, your brain says you can do lots of stuff, but your body is like, I don't think so. Boo, you better just sit your butt down and behave. No, I couldn't handle that. I couldn't handle 10 degrees below. I couldn't handle 10 degrees. I go into hibernation if it's 50 above. Cold and I don't get along at all. I've lost so much weight. I'm so tiny now, and cold just does a number on me. I turn into a popsicle at 50. Yeah, me too, Martha. I mean, I can still climb up that ladder. I mean, it's a 7-foot ladder. I climb up the ladder and jump up here in the loft and get stuff done. And I mean, if the ladder fell down, I mean, I'm not too far. I can just hang over the side and drop. I mean, I'm not afraid of doing stuff like that. It probably wouldn't be too smart for me to do that, but I do it anyway. But I just know for a fact there's certain things. Yeah, I know. I wish I could, Sheila. Um, there are a few things I know I shouldn't do, and I probably won't do anymore. Like those long hikes. I can't do those long hikes anymore. That's just stupid of me because I'll just tire out way too easy. And I don't want to start an exercise routine to get back into shape, not 70, you know? I really just don't care. My son told me to bring my rower in from the shed, and I was like, "Ooh, that's a good idea because I can start going back on there, and that'll help me gain some weight because my muscle has just, that's the worst part about being sedentary is you lose muscle mass. Your muscles atrophy, and it takes a lot to get them back going. But I need food in order to do that. I need to be able to eat, a lot on a regular basis in order to be able to turn that into muscle and work out. There's just too many other things going on right now that I just take precedence. Knock it off. Leo, knock it off. I will come down there and beat your butt. Go lay down. Oh, he wants to intimidate Tank so bad. Tank's getting older, and as you can tell, he's limping. Well, that's when he got run over by the car. But anyway, now since he's been sick or since he's been hurt, now Leo is trying to intimidate him, trying to, become the alpha here. So it's a constant. Um, what's my Cash App? I don't know what my Cash App is. I have no idea. Martha, what's my Cash App? Well, thank you. I appreciate that, Sandra. Yeah, Tank's a sweetheart. I'm going to start bringing him in the house and leave him in the house as he gets a little bit, if I see too much of this, because I don't need the two of them to get into it. Peppy. I have a Cash App. I don't remember what it is, though. I think I think Sandra, it's the dollar sign and then EMTDEE04. If I'm not mistaken, that's what it is, but I'm not sure. But still, again, you should see my wolf pick and you'll know that that's who I am. I make sure that my wolf pick is on the same wolf pick is on everything I do so people can know who I am. But thank you. I appreciate that. One thing I'll never do, ever, ever do. Yeah, me too, Northern. He was so cute. Is I will never ask people to donate again. I'll never do that again. We are all in such shape that someone who can't feels guilty. And no, I won't have that. I won't have that. You do not need to feel guilty for something you cannot do. God gives you extra. And this is something I don't like about people twisting in the Bible. When God gives you extra, that extra that you get is to help somebody else out, not to line your pockets with. You're supposed to help other people out. That's what it's for. That's what the abundance is for, is to help people in need. And so, and that's one of the reasons I basically stayed broke, when I was working, because I couldn't stand, I could not stand people that got ripped off, with a job that I did, with somebody else did that I came in and had to finish. And then they had to turn around and pay all over again for a job they already paid for. So God would bless me with being able to pay my boys to do the job, and she would go out and buy, one lady would go out and buy us lunch the whole week we were there, but I didn't line my pockets when I was done. We paid the bills, and that was it. And then that helped me have enough money put away to where the next person, like an elderly lady, that they went in. Oh, absolutely, we can pray. An elderly lady that I went into her house, and she had told them that she wanted her wall painted this certain color. And then on the other side, just three little places around her table, she wanted this wallpaper. She bought everything. They came in and they did so much damage to her cabinets and everything else that when I met her in a grocery store. Yes, the kids help out as much as they can. Yes, they do. Um, that's how we're able to eat because my Social Security just pays me to live here, period. Anyway, so regardless, we turned around and we did her kitchen, and the kids and I got it done in an hour and a half, the way she wanted it, and we walked away. She had made us a beautiful lunch. We ate lunch. We sat on her porch. We talked. We prayed together. It was amazing. That's what we're supposed to be doing. And that's what I wanted to get back to. Sadly, that part of my life's over. I can't do it anymore, but I can do this. I can help you all get better by going on live and teaching you how to take care of yourself, a more natural way, and pray together. That we can do. Nobody can stop us from doing that. And that don't require physical labor from me. I know. It bites getting old, but I don't care. I had the electrician tell me, he goes, "Dee, why don't you sell this place and just move into an old folks home?" And I said, "Bite your tongue. I am not moving. I will die here." You found me? Oh, you found it? Sweet. Thank you. Okay, so right before we leave, in fact, if you're leaving, do you want us to pray before you leave? Because usually we pray before I leave, and I'm not leaving yet. So would you like us to pray for you? Okay, yeah. I wasn't sure because I don't use it very often. I mean, at all. We do everything PayPal mostly. Although I did get a notice from PayPal saying that they had some kind of problem this past week. So, okay, you want prayer for anything specific or you just want prayer? You just want us to pray? Because I can do that too. You don't have to say specific. You can just say no, and then I'll just pray. Okay. Okay, well, come on, family. Let's get together in prayer. At Miller, our newest family member here, let's get together in prayer, if you would. Father God, we come before you, Lord. We know that you know every one of us by name. You called us by name. You created us. And Lord, in the way things are going right now, I know a lot of people are afraid. A lot of people are scared. A lot of people have burdens that they are not meant to carry. And I'm not saying you're going to take all those burdens away. I'm not going to tell you you're going to make everything perfect and that tomorrow's going to be a bright, beautiful day. But I do know that your promise is that we will one day meet you in heaven. And the things here that are on earth are our job to fulfill and our job to support. We are to help each other. We are to love each other. We are supposed to take care of each other. And I ask now that you lift up this person, Father, and their family. I pray that you give them the safety that they need, the security they need, prayers that they need, and the hope that they need to keep going. That their eyes be open and enlightened to the things that you have called for them to do. that every single name, every single person in here will be in agreement, Lord, that whatever it is they need, spiritual, financial, physical, doesn't matter what it is, Father, that we're lifting her up right now, and that you recognize her needs, that you give her that hope, Lord, for tomorrow, that she wakes up every single morning, Lord, and says thank you. Absolutely thank you for everything that happens, everything that's going on, because we know it could be worse on the other side. Someone else is going through something worse. And the strength that is needed doesn't come from us. We really think that we are strong people, that we have that strength, but that strength is in you. We ask you, Father, now to open her spiritual ears and eyes. Let her see the world that you see. Let her not have any fear about what's about to happen and the things that we're surrounded by. You need your warriors right now. And I think the people that are left on this world that believe in you are the true warriors. And I'm asking you right now to show your glory, Lord. Let your face shine upon them and give them peace. And anything that's lacking, Lord, place it in front of them, but let the choice be the right choice. In Jesus' name I pray. And we love you, Lord. Amen. Every single one of us have a job. Whatever that job is, we have to get out of ourselves and get into what it is our job is. That doesn't mean we have to run out and start evangelizing. You might not be called to do that. What you're called to do is whatever he calls you to do. So if you talk to a stranger, if you smile at a stranger, if you hand somebody a dollar and a half, okay, that's your job. Whatever it is you're supposed to do, don't think about it. The more you think about it, the more you're going to think you failed. Our job is not to come here and do anything but his work. Yeah, exactly, Martha. He knows everything. And everything that I'm going through right now, I was so mad this morning when I woke up, and I'm not lying to you. The electrician showed up. I had bought the part to fix the well pump. He put the new part in and it didn't work. And I said, "Thank you very much. God bless you. You're still an angel." He came here and did it for free. I walked in the house and I said, "Why? Just something as basic as water. What is it, Lord, I'm not learning? What is it?" And then I thought about it. I'm not here to learn a lesson. He did not turn on my water because I'm to learn a lesson. Whatever reason the water's off is the reason the water's off. It could be so dangerous to drink that water right now, it could probably kill us. I have no clue. But I am done, and I have been done, and you all know me, the ones that do know me. I'm not blaming God for anything because I'm still here. I still have a roof over my head. I'm not living in the street. I'm not complaining. It hurts, okay? It does. It hurts. I'd love to take a shower. It's hot. You know how hot it gets in this house? It's 100 degrees outside. Can you imagine what it's like in this shed with no air conditioning and no breeze because I don't have any windows on the backside? Oh yeah, yeah. It's not pleasant, but I'm here. I can step outside and go for a light walk. You know, um, when I got my Social Security, I turned around and I asked the land company that I bought the land from. I said, "Can you do me a favor and not charge me this month and let me spend that money on food?" He goes, "Oh, sure, no problem." He goes, "I'll just tack it on to the end." Psh, what? So instead of buying food, my son needed a $350 part for his vehicle. And then I had to buy the parts for the tank. I'm like, okay. So I ended up with someone what somebody gave me already and $100. I was able to buy $200 worth of groceries. Uh yeah, and that's how God works. Okay? That's how God works. It's is that not funny? Here I thought I was going to have extra money to buy extra stuff and two major things. Oh my gosh. Anyway, regardless, I have to laugh because, at myself. Because listen, there's many, many, many people out there that are in so much worse shape. Don't ever take for granted turning on that kitchen sink or bathroom sink and brushing your teeth. Don't ever take for granted that you can walk into your refrigerator and pull out and get yourself a glass of milk or a bottle of water, or sit down to a meal, even if the meal's in a microwave. Don't ever take that for granted, because if you don't have it, you don't have it. And there are many people that don't have it. They don't even have a place to lay down. Even Jesus said, I have no place to lay down my head. Why do you think, what do you think he said that for? Because we put too much stock in what we have, and we stop thinking about what other people don't have. And I heard someone say on TikTok one day, well, that's close to communism. No, it's not. We're not saying you have to. We're saying you should. That's God's way. Everybody shouldn't have the exact same TV in their house that all programs the same way. Okay, what we should have is everybody on this planet should have food. They should have water. They should have a place to sleep. Good night, Ramona. God bless you. Tell Richard I said hello, please. Love you, hun. Basic needs are basic needs. And I know I've listened to some people say that they see homeless people and they think, well, they're just going to go eat drugs. That's not your concern. That's not your concern. Your $10 for them to go get a meal that they turn around and spend on a drug that's going to kill them is not your deal. That has nothing to do with you. If God told you to give that person $10, you give them $10. Whatever they do with it, they're going to do with it. If it takes their life, God called them home. But if they do go get a meal, even if it's a small one, and they want to save the rest of the money for tomorrow, then that's what they do. Because you don't know. The Bible even says you never know when you're entertaining angels. We just need to be a little bit more, less vanity, less more for ourselves, and more for our brother, especially our brother in need. Call somebody. It's not always about money, people. You can call somebody and make sure they're okay. Maybe they haven't heard from anybody in a week. Maybe their family hasn't contacted them. Maybe their friends fell off the side of the earth somehow, or they are not friends anymore. Call that person. Just say hello. Ask them how their day's going. You could be a life. It could be the difference between someone taking their life and not. I learned that day before yesterday, and that was heartbreaking. Somebody that I had said hello to quite a few times was making comments about a bottle of Fifth, a vehicle, and 105 mile an hour. And I said, don't be doing that. You've got people, way too many people that love you, way too many people. And I was just saying my normal stuff. He took his life. He took his life. It didn't matter. He was done. And I fell apart. I fell apart. What if I said something wrong? What if I was too broad or basic? Man, we can't overthink, and I'm an overthinker. You all know that. You can't overthink what God puts in front of you. Do your best to take care of whomever you can take care of the best you can, because you're not supposed to go broke by taking care of somebody else. You're supposed to give them out of abundance. You sell your vehicle, you make $5,000, off that vehicle or something like that. You buy another vehicle, or you want to buy stuff for the house, pull some money aside and go help somebody with it. He doesn't give you an amount. Exactly. Exactly. That's true, Martha. 100% that's true. Okay? So, but you don't ever know that $5 you decided to pass out to 25 people or something like that could just save their lives. And you wouldn't miss that money anyway because you didn't have it before you got it. So pretend you don't have it and go give it out. And no one said, and I don't know, because I don't think I've ever agreed with it. I kind of understand the 10% mark, but we couldn't do 50% of ourselves to somebody else. We don't ever give 50% of ourselves to somebody, even though we think we do. We don't. Okay? You might give 1% to 10% of yourself to somebody else. I don't care how you look at it. The only person that could give 100% of themselves to somebody is God. We don't know how. So if we're doing the best we can to give somebody everything that we have, it's probably 10%. So if God tells you to give 10% of your first fruits, or 10% of your increase, or something like that, imagine what he's saying. Something that's not going to hurt you. It's a drop in the bucket compared to your 100%. But you have to put a cap on what your 100% is. You figure that out. Don't let anybody tell you that, you made $1,000, you need to get 10% of it away. Don't do that. Don't do that. Brown, hello, how are you? Troublemaker, how come you don't answer your phone? You tell me to call you, I call you, don't answer. Troublemaker. Well, I don't have the vehicle to come visit you now, so guess what? I wanted to go camping, but I can't now. Get me a dang vehicle one of these days, and I will. Is it warm enough for you out there? Uh, I didn't realize, Brown, how many people we have in the same circle. What are you doing tonight anyway? Will you stop with that, you crazy person? Guys, Brown is a brat, okay? Just get used to him. He's no different than Matt. He's just like Matt. Let's just put it that way. You guys remember when we used to all hang out together? Him and Matt were on the same level. They were doing the same stuff together. Can't tell which one's worse. You were in the woods? Where are you now? Home? I'm in the woods. There's a dang spider on my phone. Yes, I know, Martha. Like I said, he's no different than Matt. He does the same thing as Matt does. I'm used to him. Yep. Yeah, really, yeah. Spiders don't bother me except for them little teeny black ones that are in the house because they bite hard. But I like my jumpers. They're cute. They don't ever bite. They jump on you and they jump away, or they crawl on your finger and then they go away. They don't bite. They don't do nothing. They keep the other spiders away so I don't kill them. I got a big old tarantula that's right under my concrete blocks in my front door, and she's been sitting out there for past 3 years now. Scares the crap out of you sometime if you go out at night and she comes crawling out. You're like, eh. Dog's killed. Ooh, I don't like wolf spiders at all. She killed the male right outside my door. Either that or somebody else killed it, but it was all crumpled up in a little ball right outside my door. I think because the females usually do kill the males, but she killed the male tarantula right in my front door. Pretty sure it was her. One thing I got to get up this year that I didn't put up last year, those little things that look like wasp nests. I bought those at Temu or whatever it's called. They were like three for $3. And you put them up and then the wasps, won't go there because we're getting dive bombed. Yeah, me too, Martha. Anyways, I hear a coyote and pretty far away. I did a couple weeks ago. I had a lot of coyotes around here. They actually came onto the property. Dogs chased them off. But since then, I have not. Yeah, they don't like peppermint. They don't like lavender. They definitely do not like cinnamon. Oh my. Yeah, I like dragonflies. Yeah, I saw those too. I was thinking about getting those. I just gotta be really careful right now. Anyways, they haven't been around. I mean, I haven't heard much of anything. I got a picture of a rabbit that was sneaking around in my backyard. He went over to my grapes, trying to eat the grape leaves. And oh, that's something else oh, that just reminded me. Okay, for those of you with kidney problems, that's one of the other things. Christy's not here anymore. That's another thing. Strawberry leaves. Strawberry leaves are really, really, really good for kidney problems. Dang, just popped in my head. Yeah. But I got a bunny rabbit out there eating my grape leaves, rotten thing. So I opened up the door and it just stared at me and then took off. At least I got a picture of it, but we used to sit outside at night, Denny and I would, and we'd have bunny rabbits, babies running right, no lie, as God is my witness, we'd have bunny rabbits running right between our feet on our chairs right outside the front door. They didn't care. This is before the dogs were, didn't stay in their locked up area. I still haven't fixed that area to put them back in it because they can jump that fence with no problem. Even with electricity, they jump the fence. I mean, Tank was yiping the whole time he jumped through it, but he jumped a gate, which is 5-foot gate, and then up it went up. Would you ask, Brown? I didn't see anything. Um, Jumped the gate and then got caught in the electric, and still he just went through it. He didn't care. He wanted out. We found out why. There was a rattlesnake in there, but still, I can't keep him locked up anymore. They're so cute. What'd you ask, Brown? I didn't see any question. Anybody see a question from Brown? Now remember, only 2 or 3 people can pop up here, and then I won't see if you write something else. I'm waiting. Tap, tap, tap. I just got through telling you. Yes, I answered you, Brown. I said when I have a vehicle, because I don't have a vehicle. I did answer that. Stupid Jeep doesn't run. They said it needs an ECU. Jay said it needs an ECU or a whole wiring harness. Of course you're not. You're rotten. You think I'm stupid? I'm not stupid. I know you. You have to wait. I'll have to bring Lizzie out there and we'll have to come visit. Well, Lizzie's got a car now. Have to wait until she has some time off. If you answer your phone one of these days, we could set something up. Yep, here they come. Please don't run over the light. All right, you guys can sit there and watch out the window. I have to go down and make me some coffee. Y'all behave yourself while I'm gone. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. You hear me? Okay, I'll be back. Be good. And I mean it, be good. Oh, 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 wait. I gotta slowly get up. Oh, slowly get. Yeah, I'm still in antlers. I'll be back in a minute. Well, a couple minutes. Yeah, I know, right, Sandra? I live on coffee. I love, I love coffee. Oh, God, did you hear my legs crack? Okay. Oh. All right, I'll be back. Okay, crawling back up. This little tiny space is little tiny. Itty bitty living space. Okay, I'm back. Coffee's brewing. What'd y'all do while I was gone? Next time, I might start, I don't know, I might start a little later. I like it here about 12. Yeah, I like it here about 12, 1 o'clock in the morning. Boy, there's a lot of activity out here about 1 o'clock in the morning. You hear all kinds of stuff. But then again, you have more people on between, 9 and, say 11 o'clock. I'm not real sure how I'll do this yet. I'll figure it out. It's hot. I am sweating like a pig. I mean, sweat is just pouring down my face. Anyways, I won't stay on real late tonight. This is the first live chats I've had for a while, so. But we'll stay on here a little while longer. And then next time I come back. What do you guys prefer? You want to do the 8-ish till maybe 1 o'clock in the morning? Maybe? Or maybe around 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm sure it has been. I don't even know what the temperature is right now. I just know that usually, when the sun goes down, it cools off a little bit, but I'm getting nothing. It is really hot in here. Next time, if you guys have any questions, write down the questions so the next time we have a live chat, you can go in and we can answer them. We'll answer them together. Because there's a lot of people in this this chat that have knowledge. I mean, so you're not just going to get it from me. You're going to get it from everybody that has it. I mean, Martha, Pappy. I mean, we all have, we have some years of experience. So, and then some of us have done the natural stuff. So if you have questions, I mean, they might be able to answer questions better than I can. But in the meantime, if you have any, if you can think of any, or family member or friends have a problem, that you can't get an answer to, when we have the live chat again, just bring those up and we'll be glad to help find the answer for you. But if it's something I'm not real familiar with, trust me, I'm going to do my due diligence and go researching. One thing I love to do that I spend a lot of time doing is research. Don't know what it is, but I love reading, you know what I mean? And I can get caught up in, I've heard so many words in some of those clinical research trials that I've never heard before. I have to go look up the words. And I'm learning a lot, absolutely learning a lot. I have over the years, but some of them now have, now they're adding, I found, especially on that website that I go to, I'm finding a lot of them are really emphasizing the natural therapies and the experiments that they've been doing with them. Of course, they give you a list like anything else does. They give you a list of the pros and cons, but then they give you the clinical trials, whether it's lab rats or people or, we had 500, participants and this group did this and this group did that. I read all that stuff because you can take a, everybody's heard of the placebo effect, so, but if they don't tell you what you're taking, they're just telling you. They're not randomly telling you. They ask these people to come in for certain type. You have to meet certain criteria. Yeah, exactly, Martha. But they tell you, they say, look, we're doing testing on, let's just say migraines. So in order for you to be in the clinical trial, you have to have had migraines, right? So they're automatically assumes in that person that what they're going to give you is going to treat a migraine, hence the placebo effect. It's either going to do something you're waiting for it or it's going to do nothing. That's where you have to look at it. But some of these people, some of these trial places, they just tell people point blank, especially the ones that are done over in the UK, not so much in the United States. They don't tell them what they're coming in for. They tell them they're going to pay them X amount of dollars to come in and do a clinical trial study. You know, Same here, Martha. All you got to do is watch them and then listen to the end when they tell you, here's the side effects. Side effects, you're like, oh, you're taking blood pressure medicine that can cause you to have a heart attack or stroke. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't bring any, it doesn't turn around and get any red flags going for people. Just beyond my capability of understanding. But that's what they do. And they for sure will not tell, the doctor won't tell you that. Yeah, like I told them, Martha, when my mom had histo, when I told the doctor she had histoplasmosis, they were like, "What the heck is that?" And I said, "Well, go look it up because it's not normal to this area. It's Ohio Valley region area." And he looked it up and he came back and he goes, "Sure enough, because they thought my mom had thrown a blood clot in her lungs, but it was histo." Yeah, I wish my daughter would have, but she just had a hysterectomy and that got rid of hers. She had some serious hormone stuff going on. And these medicines mess with your hormones too. Men and women alike. Men's testosterone is down because of some of these meds, and they're not telling the men that either. And these men's should have normal libidos at their age, 40s, 50s. They should be normal, and they're not normal anymore. They don't know why. They have ED and they're having other issues, and they can't figure out what the heck's going on. It's the medications they've been given. And the doctor will say, no, it has nothing to do with it. Yes, it does. Because if you look at it long term, especially, and the clinical studies done or not, or what it targets, all those things have to go through your endocrine system. All of them have to have a lot to do with, with your hormones. Because your cortisol levels, that's hormones. Melatonin is hormones. All that stuff is hormones. Yeah, so was my daughter's. Hers was the red dye. My daughter-in-law, hers was the red dye. You couldn't even walk in the same room with her when she had her migraines. And she couldn't even cry. She was in so much pain. But when they took her off that red dye, she never had another one. Exactly. Where they promoted soy way back there in the remember in the beginning of the late 80s, they were promoting soy and that all the crops, to produce soy because it was so good for you. And look what it did. Look what it did. Well, lurks a lot. Hello. How are you? What have you been doing? What are you up to? Yeah, the ads on TV are the worst. And now the ads all over Facebook, TikTok. The only other platform besides Facebook I'm on is TikTok. I don't have Instagram or, I had an Instagram account years ago and I stopped going to it. Lemonade, I had one, stopped going to it. The only thing I'm on is TikTok and Facebook, and I don't go on Facebook very often. You know, Martha will tell me she's got something on there and I have to go looking for it. But lately I've been posting little things there because I'm just hitting the copy paste, whatever it's called when people ask you to. I've been doing that because I agree with some of the stuff they're saying. Otherwise, Facebook is full of ads. And I mean, literally every third post is ads. And I called out that tiny homes one on Facebook when they said they were giving away a free tiny home. And I went and did the stuff they told you to. I'm telling you, as God is my witness, I was loaded with spam calls up until just recently. And I did that 3 months ago. I mean, I was getting every single day at least 15, 20 phone calls, spam phone calls after I did that. I'll never do it again. Yep, exactly, Martha. Now, something else I wanted you guys to know, I was also offered a job on TikTok from somebody that said, wanted to know which political, and I'm not going to get into politics, I'm just going to tell you what happened. They wanted to know what political affiliation I had, and I said, why? And they said, because they would pay me to do advertising for them. And I said, nope. I didn't even bother asking who they were for. I just said, nope. They're paying people to push ads. Well, that's probably been happening for centuries, but I'm just new privy to it or enlightened to it. I'm like, no. And another one contacted me on TikTok and wanted me to promote their, those booty shorts that they sell. They wanted me to promote those. I said, no. Yeah, I know that. It is. It's goofy. Why don't the companies that have some of the natural stuff that I agree with, why don't they ask me to do ads for them? I'd be glad to. I'm not going to show my face, but I'd be glad to do ads for them. I think I could, you know, sell people some stuff that I believe in, but they don't ask me to do those. They want those young, beautiful girls that are half dressed to do their ads for them. I'm not begrudging the girls. If they can make money that way, that's fine, but it's funny. Like I said, it bites getting older. Oh, ignore me. I'm getting tired. It's a long day today. I just wanted water. Yeah, I know, Martha. We can't do that here. Oh, that's sweet, Sheila. My heart might be in a beautiful place, but I have never looked in the mirror and said, "Oh, you're beautiful." That's not me. I think the first time I said that I was like 7 years old. I looked in the mirror and I asked my mom why I was so ugly. I said, "Why are you so beautiful and I'm so ugly?" Look at that vanity at 7 years old. Normal kids do that, I think. Yeah, I know. We would talk about that kind of stuff here, except for that, that's what you see all over the place anyway. We need a safe spot where we don't talk about that stuff. So this is at least some place that we can talk about things that don't have anything to do with the the politics and stuff like that. I like I miss going out and just looking at the trees and that's something I gotta go back to doing. Just the beauties of what's here. Yeah, it's our safe spot. It is. And we can talk about stuff that people need to talk about that they might feel, nervous talking about someplace else, especially when it comes to health. Because I've had guys come on here and ask me about ED and stuff like that, just blatantly. They don't care. But why? Because they know I don't care. They just, you got to have answers. Women ask me questions, very personal questions. You just got to ask. You're adorable, Pappy. You know that, right? We all love you. Oh, I don't know. I think I used Zoom once. I don't think I don't know. I can help you with your thinned out hair if you wanted it, but I'm at the point right now that what I got, I don't care about anymore. You know, if my hair is thinning, if I'm gray, I don't even care. I don't care about the wrinkles. I am not one of the people that are going to get online and buy those creams that make you anti-wrinkle and look like you're 26 again. Heck and no. I am not interested. I do not want to look like I'm 30 years old. I would prefer to sit here and look 60 than look 30. Yeah. This body is never going to get to be looking like a 30-year-old. Why would I? I mean, think about that. Think about what they do. Okay, so their face looks like they're 30 or 40. Let's just say 40 or 50, and they're in their 60s or 70s. No, no, more realistic. You're in your 50s, 40s or 50s, and you want to look like you're in your 20s. Your body's not going to match. Okay, your face might look like you're 26 years old, but your body's not going to match. So if you're out there looking for a boyfriend or girlfriend and you turn around and take your shirt off, guess what happens? Oh boy. No thanks. Be yourself. Be yourself. I wanted so bad to go color my hair. My hair, of course, cancer hair. It does what it wants, color it wants. But this time of year, right before the summer hits, my hair is always the darkest from the winter. And I like it better staying blonde. But I don't I don't want to dye my hair. I don't care what color it is now. I don't care. I don't want to dye my hair. I don't want to put any more chemicals on me than I need. I'm done. So I'll just go sit outside and let the sun bleach it. Because once you have cancer, your hair will pick up everything. It changes completely. So after about, I don't know, 2 or 3 or 4 times sitting in the sun, my hair will look like I went and got a streak somewhere. They don't even call it that anymore, do they? Yeah. I don't even know, Martha. I don't even know. Someone was talking about dating um some kind of actor, some actor that's been acting in this program for years. I've never even heard of him. I don't even know half these people out there. I haven't had TV in 10 years. Well, 8 years. I haven't had TV in 8 years. I don't know any of these people. Yeah, well, if mine went the color my mom's was, I'd be really happy. Hers was like a silver gray. My mom had the most beautiful color hair. I don't know what color mine'll be. Mine's still not gray. I think I found a couple grays in there somewhere, but it's not gray. Not yet. I'll be 70. I don't know how that worked, but the new growth that's coming in around your face, the ones you can see the most, they're like snow white, like when I was born. So I'm hoping it'll be that white color. Yeah, that's what I want, Martha. I'm looking forward to my elder years. Yeah, and look at all the 30-year-olds that are dyeing their hair gray. Some of them look really pretty. They're beautiful colors. And to think they used to make fun of gray, or everybody back then was always dyeing their hair. I think it's more with people with dark hair that dye their hair than blondes. Because with blonde people, you can't really see as much gray. Like my aunt, she had red hair, and when her hair grew in and she started seeing gray, she freaked out. But she put henna on hers. Oh, really? Yeah, that'd be nice to see. That's another reason why I think that guys that dye their beard are crazy. That salt and pepper is nice looking. You know what I'm saying? When they dye it, you can tell they dye it. But I guess guys are no different than girls when it comes to that, huh? We all try to look younger than we are. See, when you start getting our age, people leave you alone when you get older. You don't have to worry about all that stuff. Martha, I found two on my chin. I was laughing so hard. I was like, oh my gosh, what is this? So then I got the mirror out and a pair of tweezers, and I've got all these little tiny, teeny tiny fine hairs all over my chin. And I was like cracking up. I was like, I'm going to grow a beard. I'm not really, but still. What do you do? Shave them? I've never done anything to mine. I just pull that one out. I got one that grows really fast. I pull out all the time. But it's one thing I made sure I did when I was working in long-term care. I always made sure the women didn't have any hair on their chin. That was so embarrassing. Really. Oh, I love gray hair. But is your hair dark to begin with? Or are you blonde? I think probably the biggest population of people that dye their hair are brunettes. Oh, back then anyway. Today, couldn't tell you. I think most people dye their hair now. Fake eyelashes, fake nails, fake hair. Crazy. I bet you 10 to 1 I'd poke my eyeball out if I tried to put eyelashes on. Don't mind me. I told you I'm getting tired. I'm slap happy. Talk about some stupid stuff now. Oh, I know, right? You go fishing with some of them. Jeez. Ah, oh yeah, that's a pretty color. Yeah, my daughter's always been a redhead, and my aunt's hair was red, and then it turned to auburn. Oh my gosh, it was beautiful. Yeah, I can see people that don't have any eyelashes getting, putting eyelashes on, small ones or wispy ones. Hey Brian, how are you? Welcome in. But I don't understand the real long ones. It doesn't make any sense to me. People that have alopecia and people that have, you know, basically don't have any eyelashes. I can see them putting on, eyelashes to make themselves look better. But those long ones, those real long, oh my gosh, they crazy. Really? Yeah, my daughter wasn't fire redhead. She was more auburn red. Fire red when she was born, but that changed. I had two redhead boys and two towheads. Two kids with white, two kids with red. And their attitudes are exactly alike. Amy Lynn, hello, how are you? Welcome in. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. We that's something I had too. I've always been blonde, so I didn't have finally Amy. Yeah. All right, Lurkslot. Thank you for coming by. The mine have always been blonde, so it doesn't look like I have old bunches. And I started wearing I mean liner, well, mascara for a little bit, but I didn't like it on my lashes, so I just stopped wearing it. But since I was a teenager, I've lined my eyes with black eyeliner. I mean, I've always been that way, and that's just something I stuck with. So I didn't even bother with the mascara anymore. It would clump together. It would itch my eyes. I just stopped wearing it. So I don't do anything about my lashes. They're still little, and I do put castor oil on mine, but they don't grow. I don't care what anybody says. Castor oil's not going to make your eyelashes grow, and I definitely won't use the chemicals and some of the stuff they come out with. What's the point? So, but I didn't look my age for years because, castor oil was something I used on my face and I never used soap on my face ever. Exactly, Sandra. Exactly. I yeah. And it's just too easy for people to form opinions and make comments about how you look now, especially with all the social media. So it's best that people just stay themselves and not worry about what other people think of them, how they dress or what they look like. It doesn't really matter. You're not going to please everybody anyway. Just as long as you're happy with yourself, that's all that matters. Of course, I'm not going to wear something that an 18-year-old would wear, if I'm going to go out in public. You're just setting yourself up for that. I'll be leaving pretty soon, Amy, but I'm glad you stopped in to say hello, and I'm glad you're okay after that thing you went through. We did a lot of praying, but thank you for taking care of your mama. We love you. There goes those neighbors. That's the neighbor's dogs. He's got like six. Oh my goodness, it just knocked over everything. There went everything. somebody called me and I went to hit. Can you imagine? I don't know. I don't think I've ever spent that much time in a mirror in my entire life. I couldn't imagine doing it every single day, although I'm sure they're lightning speed at it, putting eyelashes on and then some of the people that go in and get their nails done, every couple weeks. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I think the last time I went out in public, I had on long jeans and a t-shirt, and it was like 85 degrees. Ah, because I am so tiny now. Ugh, I bet you 10 to 1 people think I'm a druggie. Anyways, guys, I think I'm going to go ahead and go. And I think what I'll do is I know I'll be back probably tomorrow. We're going to go back to doing the live chats. I'm just going to do it no matter what's going on. I'm just going to go ahead and go back to doing the live chats. There's a lot of things, you know, that we can do on here. So God bless you. And so I'll get off of here. I want to try to go. They brought some water, so I want to go try to rinse off a little bit before I try to lay down. But I'm tired now. I had to get up really early when the electrician showed up this morning, which I don't normally. I go to bed probably about 6 o'clock in the morning, but this time I was up. But either way, um, I'll be back. And this time, not like last time when I said I'll be back. This time I'll be back. And I think it's time. So I'm going to say goodnight to you all. And I want to thank each and every one of you guys for showing up. Thank you for all that you did, every single one that did show up to hit the thumbs up for me. I appreciate it. I know I don't ever make money off of YouTube, ever. And I don't do those money chats or I don't do anything like that. So, but the more people that put the thumbs up, at least what'll happen is it'll start gaining more attention. So at least we can try to do that, right? Either way, I don't care. But I love you all. God bless you all. Say your prayers tonight. Remember, say thank you. If you say nothing else, just say thank you. Okay? Good night, everybody. Thank you for showing up, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Okay, bye.